Today I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to download and how to use a Trilogy Maps map. If you're interested in purchasing any of our maps at any point during this video, the link will be in the description and the pinned comment down below. Be sure to use the discount code TRILOGY for 33% off or a third of your purchase. Today we're going to be purchasing and using our 16K digital USA map flat edition. That is our best seller, but this does work for all of our maps on our website. So if you have downloaded or are thinking about downloading any of the maps on trilogymaps.com, they will all work this way, and this tutorial will be accurate for all of those. So I'll go ahead and add this to cart here. We're going to go ahead and check out here, and I'm just going to show you what this process looks like because a few people have had some issues downloading the map. I want to show you how easy this can be. Now, once you complete your purchase, you're going to see this preparing your downloads box pop up here, and this is going to be loading for quite some time. Our downloads range anywhere from about 500 megabytes all the way up to 5 gigabytes, so this does take a minute, so you have to have a little bit of patience here. This will also be emailed to you, so you'll get your email confirmation, and you will also get your download tab there. Now, once this completes, and it can take anywhere from about 1 to even 5 minutes to go ahead and complete here. You can see it's 2.65 gigabytes here, so this is a very, very large file. We can go ahead and download this, and I'm going to show you what to do once we get to that point. Now here it is going to come in as a .zip file. This is to save some space. Now on Mac, what we're going to go ahead and do is double click this to uncompress it. And on Windows, it's going to look like this, and you're going to want to right click the file and hit extract all. Both of these will give you a normal file instead of the .zip file. Just like that, you can see that we do have this file that has all of our content inside. Now, if you did have problems finding the download, please email me. That email contact form is on the website trilogymaps.com, where you can email me because we can resend the confirmation email and get you that download link. So if you did for some reason have issues finding it, we can help you out there. Now, once you open up the file that you went ahead and uncompressed here, you're going to find three things here: your PNGs, your PSB or PSD file. It's the same thing. PSB just means that it's very, very large, and PSD would be a lot smaller. And then you will have your README file. This is just thank you, some information, things like that. So we can disregard that for now unless you have issues. You can find the email there as well. This file right here is going to open us into Photoshop. So if you were to double click this and you have Photoshop, it will open all of it in Photoshop for you. So if you have Photoshop, that is the way to go. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, what you're going to want to do is open this PNGs file, and what you will find is an individual photo of every single layer here that is included in the map. So this is what makes it possible to use our maps in any program that can open basically pictures, because that is what this is. This is PNGs of every single one of our layers. So if you're using PowerPoint, there's even some free programs that we're going to make a video on eventually that is going to show you guys how to use our maps for entirely free if you don't want to pay for any programs. But for now, we're going to open it in Photoshop and show you guys the recommended format of using our maps, which is Photoshop. Now here we are in Photoshop. We have our file open. This might take some time. This is a very large file. And it's 16K, so we're looking at 15,000 pixels by 8,000 pixels, give or take. Now we can see this is our standard, again, flat USA map. This is our best seller, most popular map because it's the easiest to use, and most people want that US projection. Now you can see three things here on your bottom right. We have a background folder, a fill file, and an overlay folder. In almost all cases, you're going to want to draw all of your illustrations here in between the background and the overlay. That's why we've put the fill here. As you can see, just by opening the maps in Photoshop, we can literally just draw on the map right now, and it actually looks pretty good. We have the map set up by default to just work right away here in Photoshop. So if you were just wanting to draw on the map and keep everything as it is, you can go ahead and start right away. In this case, what we're going to do is we're actually going to show you guys all the functionalities. So we see as we open our background here, we have the base map. And if we get rid of the overlay, this is what it is. It's just the entire background here. And even if we get rid of the shaded relief here, we can see it doesn't look quite as good. What we will notice though, this is a side note, we do actually get more resolution oftentimes without the shaded relief. We can see that it actually improves when we get rid of that shaded relief. That is because the satellite imagery that we use here is actually higher resolution than the shaded relief. But when you're zoomed all the way out, it won't make a difference at all. But that is important to note if you're going to zoom in pretty far on this, that there will be some benefits to actually turning off the shaded relief there. So we're just going to keep that on for now. We also have our white base map and then the solid ocean here. So this is another option as well. So there's 2 base maps in every file. All of this, the entire tutorial goes for all of our files. Now, as we get rid of that, I want to just go with our standard here. We're going to move into the overlay. Now I'm going to turn everything off actually, and we're just going to go one by one. So when we turn everything off, I want to show you how things would work if we didn't have that overlay going on. So if we just had everything as is and we went to, again, draw on the map, this is what would happen. As you can see, not very good. There's no way to take away the information here. I think that's what makes Trilogy Maps so awesome, is it helps us to use maps to portray information. That is exactly what it is, to communicate that information. Now, if we were to simply turn on the ocean overlay, that's going to get us a great start, okay? That's going to get us a long way here. Already, you can see that this is much better for showing people where we think things are going to happen, or where things did happen, or etc. There's just unlimited opportunities here to portray different types of information, but the where happens when we turn on these overlays, because it's impossible to understand what this means. Obviously, a lot more information could be portrayed this way. Now, when we turn this on, it helps a lot. Also, again, state lines are very important. All of a sudden, a lot more information is able to get across, and then even counties as well, getting a little bit more specific there. Now, let's say you wanted to do the opposite. Let's say you wanted to talk about the ocean, and you wanted to draw offshore and show things out here. What we would do in this case is we would do the opposite. We would turn off this ocean overlay. You don't want that. We want satellite overlay. So I just turned that on. It looks like nothing has happened. But when we go to draw again, watch this. Now it's the opposite, okay? So none of the drawing is going on the land anymore. And now we're drawing over the ocean, so we can show information about offshore. For instance, you could talk about the Gulf Stream maybe, and how it's bringing warm waters here to offshore of the East Coast. Things like that. So there's, again, unlimited possibilities there, but that is another type of way to use our maps. By default, all of these will be on except for the satellite overlay, because most people are going to be wanting to draw over the land in almost all cases. Now, you can even turn on your international overlay here. We have a shadowing on the Photoshop file. If you do use the PNG version, it's not going to have that, but this is optional. As you can see, if you open this up here, we can turn off effects here, and that will entirely blend it in. But what we will see happen when we go to draw is that it will go underneath there of Canada, and it will go underneath there of Mexico as well. So that is the international overlay. So I hope this gives you guys an idea of how to use these maps and how the different layers work. It works the exact same way if you're using the PNGs in a different program. All you have to do is individually slide those layers in. They have the same names, so you will know if it's an overlay or a background. So you use the base map underneath, you draw over top of the base map, and then you add the overlays on top of your drawing. It should be layered in that structure. So the overlay and the background should be the 2 sandwich pieces of bread, and your fill that you're putting in between should be the meat that goes in the sandwich, if that makes sense. So that should go in between the overlay and the background. Anyway, we're going to have many more tutorials here of our Trilogy maps. They are stunning maps. They are very high resolution. But I understand that some people have not used maps like this before, so it is going to, need tutorials to teach everybody how to use them. If you have any questions down below or video ideas that you would like to see for these maps, just things to learn how to do with them, let me know down below and we will surely make those videos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.